Here we have familiars and foes. So we are going to do this solo style. If you want to see how to play, link up there. I'll do my best to walk you through as we play. In the solo version, you play with at least 2 familiars. You can play with more. This has up to, if I remember right, 5 familiars. So if you really want to do a big epic game, you could play as 5 familiars. Normally these boards are not on top of the board like this, but due to constraints of space and me wanting to get as close as possible to various things, I have them covering over there. All it really is blocking is where these cards are, and they're going to be coming out on here anyway, so no big a deal. All right, so for the basics, again, I have 2 familiars set up. There's the player order, so it's going to go blue, green, and then board, blue, green, board, etc. And I'm going to be fighting the foes. I'm going to be setting that up here in a second. I am going to win if I defeat all the foes. I am playing on the regular level, the beginner level. There is a mastery level if you want a bigger challenge. I am just doing the beginner level so I can show you how it plays. Because again, even though it's a solo, everything's going to play the same. It plays the exact same way as that how to play I linked up there. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and set up the first wave. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reveal this Coven card. We were going to see if this matches either one of us. It does not. It's the Fire Mage. So then this would be kind of going off to where we can see them. Seeing as I know I don't have a third foe in this game, I am going to place them just right here so it's easy to see them. I am then going to take the foe. I am going to place it in the foe spot 1. I'm going to look at what their hit point guide says. This is 2 players, so this is going to go to 15. Now, in turn order, I am going to be doing actions that are depicted here onto the foe, trying to beat them till they get to 0 as they are hitting both of us. So on a turn, I can do a physical attack. I can use an artifact. I can cast a spell. To cast a spell, we start right here. They have an elemental spell. That's only good against a certain element. That is fire. Down here is water. They have an alignment of air, so I cannot use either of my elemental spells on them. As I do this stuff, I'm going to check stuff off of my training scroll. Once my training scroll is full, I'm going to unlock more advanced spells. I have little gems here that are going to allow me to do special abilities throughout the games, etc. You should hopefully be able to pick it up as we go along. So as I said, little frog guy has us starting out up here at Mimsy. So Mimsy's magic seeds is basically I can initiate a physical attack. If successful, another familiar may also attempt a physical attack. Continue until all familiars have either attempted a physical attack or physical attack is unsuccessful. Familiars may target different foes. I'm going to kind of hold off on that for right now. This one doesn't seem too bad yet. My moon cheese down here is I can turn foes against each other. Basically, they can attack each other. Again, I may hold off on that. Problem is in order to use if I use an artifact, that helps do this, so I can't sit on it too long because I am going to want to unlock my advanced spell scroll. So I think let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start with a physical attack. Get that knocked out of the way. So Mimsy is going to attack Scraggle. You are going to roll the d20. You're going to see where you're at. Between 5 and 15, that is a 1 hit, so 1 damage. So at this point now, Figich can attempt to do a Ballyhoo, which is a team attack. I could spend 1 magic point. I can flip this coin. If I get heads up, I do 2 damage. Heads or eye closed, I personally take a damage. I think right now, you know what, let's go ahead and Ballyhoo. So we are going to attempt to flip this coin. And it is eyes open, so they take 2 more damage. So that is Mimsy. We now go to my attack, or my turn. So again, I have the physical attack of it. Oh, we actually put 1 of these. They did damage, so that goes on physical attack. Going through here, again, I have the same options. I should say besides these casting spells here, as a one-time use, I can cast the bottom spell of Ember, which is Bashing Baddies, which is a full roll 4 or higher, add 4 to the next familiar who performs a physical attack. So that is something to keep in mind right there. Alrighty, so we are on to Figich. So looking kind of on here, do I want to summon the Toad right away? They are pretty good at physical attacking. They've used it. We're going to do the Quag Swag, their strong spell. So we spend 1, 2, 3. We are going to roll the die. I need to get 9 or higher in order to damage. And it is a 13, so I did a 9 or higher. That does 4 damage. Mimsy can attempt the ballyhoo. And I just noticed I forgot to give her her markers. So they are going to spend 1. We are going to flip the coin again. And it is eyes open, so another 2 damage. So that was Figitch's turn. So now the foe is going to go. So the foe is, we are going to simply roll the die, consult their table, and they are going to do that damage to both of us. Oh, I just realized foul wind, all familiar rolls against this foe are reduced by 1. Pretty sure that wouldn't have affected either one of those. I need to make sure I pay attention to those special abilities. So that is a 12 for Scraggle. A 9 through 12 does 2 damage to each of us. 1, 2, 1, and 2. And then also gets rid of 1 magic point. And that is Scraggle. So now it comes back up, and it is Mimsy's turn. Oh, we gotta put this. I did the strong spell. Mimsy is also going to, I think, do a strong spell. So Cloudburst. So 1, 2, and 3 magic. Let's go ahead and roll. Ooh, that is a 1. So that is a backfire. So they take 1. It was not successful, so I cannot ballyhoo, and they do not put a marker here because they did not do the damage. Moving on to here. I am going to, I think, oh, I probably should have done that, although that wouldn't have succeeded, whatever. So we are going to, I think, do a physical attack. Physical attack is an 8 minus the 1 here, so that is actually a 7. It is still a hit, so we hit for 2. We are going to put this on the physical attack, and then we are going to do a ballyhoo to see if we can get him down pretty low. And that is successful, so that is another 2 damage. Now it is his turn again, so now he's going to roll. He gets a 7. A 7 is 2 damage. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Coming back up to Mimsy. So it's just at 2, but the only way that they can do that is with the strong spell. So let's go ahead and try and do the strong spell again. Spend 1, 2, and 3. So technically need a 10 or higher because of his ability. That is a 19, so we succeeded, does 4. So because Mimsy did the defeating blow, they are going to get this card with this reward. Normally it would go under here. That's going to be a bit hard to do. So instead we are going to slide it over under here. So what can happen now is Mimsy can discard this to make a foe or familiar re-roll a die. They did do damage with the strong attack, so we're going to pop a cube right there. That is the end of this wave. So now we are going to go through here. That refills our magic points up like so. We then reveal the next Coven card. So this is Tira. This is Figitch's magic user, the Earth Pixie. So what's going to happen is this actually goes under my board here, which opens up this spell for me, which is Artifact Unearthing. I can spend 3 magic, roll a 5 or higher. I can draw an artifact card and give it to any familiar. So, and then we bring out our level 2 foe, which is the Nephilim, and their hit points are up to 15. Their special ability is Mare Mantle. Familiars who successfully cast attack spells on this foe take 1 minus health. Does not apply to ballyhoo. So it's attack spells, it's not the physical attacks. All right, so that was theirs. So now we continue on with the same pattern. So I am now going to go. I kind of feel like maybe I want to unearth an artifact just so maybe I can get one onto Figitch because I want to save this one for the end when I know there's 2 foes. So yeah, let's unearth an artifact. 1, 2, and 3. And roll it. 5. That does succeed. It's a 5+. I don't have the negative rolls anymore. So I'm going to draw an artifact card and give it to any familiar. Spicy Boys. Flip the coin. On an eye open, all the attack from each foe attack is reflected onto itself this round. Eye closed. Half of the attack from each foe attack is reflected onto itself rounded up, and half is directed at the familiars this round. And I can just give that, I'm going to give that to myself. We go on to the foe's turn, and they roll. They rolled a 1. So they do 2 damage, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and also get rid of 1 health. 1 and 1. I am going to probably want to start thinking about healing one of us here soon, and maybe even try and make sure I use these special abilities. All right, so that was them. Moving on to here. Need to summon the toad. I think we're actually going to use their artifact. So, sow the seeds to harvest a beatdown. So again, it's initiate a physical attack. If successful, another. So basically, I can do 2 physical attacks here. So let's go ahead and start with Mimsy. I cannot do ballyhoos. So I need a 5 to 15, an 18, which is actually a critical hit. So they take 1, 2, and 3. And because I succeeded, then Figich gets to go. Again, needing a 7 or above. An 11, that is 2 damage. This goes ahead and gets discarded. They used an artifact, so we'll pop that right down there. Now it is Figich's turn. I think we want to do the Spicy Boys on the Nephilim. Yeah, let's use the Spicy Boys on the Nephilim. So let's go ahead and flip the coin. That is an eyes open. So all attack damage for the attack is reflected back at it. All other effects of the foe's rows are canceled. All right, so with that, I put mine on my artifact. We move to the foe's attack. We roll. They rolled an 11. That is 2 damage, so they take 1 and 2 damage, and we do not lose the magic. Moving on back up to Mimsy. So that's an ether alignment, so I can't use my elemental spell. Might want to be using a restorative spell here soon. I think we're going to work on the summon the toad. So we're only going to spend 1 magic. We are going to roll the die and need 3 or higher. That is a 6. So we do 1 damage to him. He does do 1 damage back. So now down to 7. We have summoned the toad, and we are going to, I think, ballyhoo right here. So that is another 2 damage, 1 and 2. Coming on down to me. Part of me is thinking I'm going to do a restorative spell onto Mimsy to kick them up. So they're at 7. So let's do the healing paw and spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to give them 5 health back. That gives me my restorative spell right there. The foe's turn, and I think Figich is going to use 1 use of their photosynthesis special ability. And that is going to that's going to convert all of the damage they do to positive. So again, we are going to roll. We get a 5. A 5 does 2 damage, so it actually heals us 2 health. And then 2 magic, so it gives us back 2 magic. Moving on to Mimsy. So they need to do a restorative spell, and they need to do their special ability. They're going to kind of hold off, I think, on both of those. And it's at 5. So let's just go ahead and do a physical attack. That's a 15, so that's a hit of 1. We'll spend 1 to do a ballyhoo. Let's get a better flip. And that is an eyes closed this time, so I actually take a damage and no damage is done to the Nephilim. So the Nephilim's at 4. I just realized I need to remember the Ember Fire Mage. So summoning the toad only does 1 damage, but would unlock all my special spells. But I think instead we're going to do the physical attack. And roll it up. And that is a 9. So that is a hit of 2. Spend 1. If I ballyhoo, it is successful. It is a ballyhoo. So again, Mimsy has defeated this one, so she gets that again. And I can discard that one for all familiars to get 5 magic. We refill our magic points. We now grab these out. So now we have Mistral right over here, the Air Mystic. So his is Blowing Kisses. Choose a familiar to add 4 to their next roll. We have a level 2 foe of Grumble, and their hit points are up to 16. I defeat it, but so we keep going. So the foes attack. So they don't have a special ability. Let's go ahead though. Full on magic, health's okay. I'm not going to do anything on him yet. So we are instead going to roll once I find out where I placed that die. Oh, die was right in front of me. All right. So Grumble's attack is a 3. So 2 damage. 1, 2, 1, 2. And -2 magic. Over to Mimsy. So the first thing I think they're going to do is they're going to use their special ability to heal me back up to full. And that will give them down here in their special ability. Which theirs is return 1 familiar to full health, cannot be used to revive a fallen familiar. Going with that, let's go ahead and... Oop, this is a fire. I can use my Drizzle Dance. So we're going to spend 2 to do the elemental spell of Drizzle Dance. At a 5+, I am going to do 4 damage to them. And that is an 8. So again, 4 damage. And you know what? Let's go ahead and ballyhoo. No ballyhoo. Take a damage. Coming on to Figich. So I think Figich is going to summon the toad so that way I can unlock this. So spending 1 magic. 3 or higher. There's that. We have summoned the toad. They take 1 damage. We'll stick all this off to the side. I now have my fancy spell scroll. We're going to try and ballyhoo. We did a successful ballyhoo. So now all of these are more powerful, but I cannot ballyhoo if I use these advanced ones. So that was Figich. Now him again. We are going to roll. And that is a 4. So that's 2 and 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Moving on back up to Mimsy. Well, seeing as he's fire, I don't know if I'll have another fire one. Let's go ahead and spend the 2 and do the Drizzle Dance again. With a 17. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and ballyhoo. That is a successful ballyhoo. All right, Figich, let's see if you can actually defeat one this time. So we have Wood Whispers. 4. Flip the coin 3 times. For each eye, deal 2 damage, and the target's foe's attack is -1 this round. Mushroom Masher is 5. 4, a roll of 8 or more. 4 damage. If you have 7 or fewer health, this deals 6 instead. I do not. Multi-foe, I can deal 4 to each foe. All familiars take 1 damage. Then another restorative is revive. That's on all the boards. You know, let's go ahead and do the Woods Whisper. So I'm going to flip the coin 3 times. So that is a fail. That is a success, so that is -2. So I need 1 more success. There we go. So I have defeated Grumble. So his bottom one is add 2 attack to all successful familiar attacks for the rest of the round. Use only once per turn. Does not apply to ballyhoo. We have defeated him. That was on my turn. We are going to reveal the last ones. So we have 2 foes here and 2 coven cards. So we'll kind of stick these here. And then Serena comes up here. So we have 14 and we have 15. So we refill our magic. Zoop, zoop. So Akasha over here, Meteor Magic. All familiars gain 4 magic. The Helper Scroll for over here is 3, roll 5 or higher. All familiars gain 3 health. Alrighty, so now we go, and it is the foe's turn. So we'll do the Malyak first. Yeah, we're going to hold off again on my special ability. So the Malyak rolls a 7. That is 1 damage. And -2 magic. And now the Gruffle Badger. A 19, we take 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the special abilities is the Malyak. Familiars who successfully cast attack spells on this foe lose a magic. Gruffle Badger, if this foe is hit by a physical attack, attacking familiar -1. So I want to do physical attacks here and magical attacks there. Neither one of my people are good against these, so let's go ahead and see what happens. So I think I'm going to finally remember it. I think Mimsy is going to use Ember's Power, which costs 2 magic. And I'm going to roll. I need a 4 or higher. I get it. So add 4 damage to the next familiar who performs a physical attack, and then this is discarded from the game. With that being said, Figich is going to do a physical attack on the Malyak. That is an 11. An 11 is normally 2, plus the 4 is 6. And then Mimsy is going to attempt to do a ballyhoo. Probably a bad idea. And that was a bad idea. So -1 health. There's that. There's that. I am going to use my special ability to convert the Malyak's one with the photosynthesis, so it's all going to be reversed. So we are going to roll for the Malyak. That is a 7. So we each gain a hit point and 2 magic. Now the Gruffle Badger is going to attack. That is a 7. So we each take 2 damage. So Mimsy, first Mimsy is going to use one of their abilities to kick themselves back up to 15. Still haven't done a restorative spell with her yet. I don't want to heal him yet because I'm hoping to do this powerful Mushroom Masher, which is going to have it do 6 because I am at 7 or fewer. Although I could just heal him for 1. You know what we are. We're just going to pop to kick this up by 1 to unlock her special big abilities, which is flip the coin to do damage and heal us 4 damage. If you have 8 or more, deal 6 instead. And then 6 to 1 foe, choose another foe to gain 3, and you gain 3. So that was Mimsy. Coming up to my turn. So we haven't hit him yet. He wants to be done with the attack spells. So let's go ahead and, the Boulder Bop does 4 to each of them. But I can do 6 with the Mushroom Masher. Let's go ahead and do the Mushroom Masher. So that's going to cost 5. I needed 8 or higher. I am going to discard this one to have me re-roll that. And I did not succeed, so that was actually a waste. Alrighty, looking at all what we got here, think we should be fine going into this foes round. So the Malyak will attack with a 5, which is -2, -1. And now the Gruffle Badger, a 6, which is 2. Figich is getting pretty low. That's fine. We're going to do Mimsy. So, kind of thinking Turning Tides or Sea Swell. We're going to do Turning Tides. So again, that is flipping the coin. For every head, deal 2 damage, and for all familiars, gain a health. She is going to be attacking the Gruffle Badger. So she's going to spend this to change the result to an eyeball. So that is going to deal 2 damage to the Gruffle Badger and heal us each 1. We are going to flip again. So another 2 damage and another health heal. And 1 more flip. And 2 more. And max health there and up to 7 here. Coming back to Figich. So add 4 to the next roll. All familiars gain 4 health. Get an artifact. We are actually going to use the artifact. Turn foes against each other. So foe 1 will attack foe 2, and foe 2 will attack foe 1. So we'll have the Malyak attack the Gruffle Badger first with a 5, which is 1 damage. So it says if this foe is hit by a physical attack, I'm going to assume that's a physical attack, and he takes 1 damage. Then the Gruffle Badger will attack the Malyak with a 5, which does 2 damage. Really hoping for a bit more, but oop, what was he at? So she did 6, 7 off of 15. I believe he was at 8. All right, so that was Figitch's turn. Going back to the foes. We are actually going to photosynthesize the Malyak for this turn. And that is a 14. So foes gain 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That was not helpful. Gruffle Badger, an 18. 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Up here to Mimsy. Mimsy. We're going to use their last special ability to kick me up to 14. Let's go ahead and attack spell the Gruffle Badger again. 8 or more, so that can do 6 damage. But she doesn't have the magic power, so she needs to get magic. Let's go ahead and use this one. So all players get 5 magic. And then she is going to go ahead and spend that 5 magic for Sea Swell to attack the Gruffle Badger. And this is hopefully going to deal 6. I need an 8 or higher. 11, I did. So that is 6 damage. Again, these cannot have a ballyhoo. So he's at 5. Do I do a magic spell to try and defeat him? So I need to get all 3 coin flips. This would defeat him. That deals 4 to each foe. And all familiars take a damage, but that's a high roll. You know what? We're going to try the Mushroom Masher again on the Gruffle Badger. I need a 8 or higher. Yay, a 20. So I do. Oh, I'm not at 6 or fewer. Or 7 or fewer, so it only does deal 4 damage. So he is still alive at 1 more. I need to use this next turn so I can add the damage. I forgot about that. All right. So we're up to the Malyak again. Malyak is going to attack. I don't have anything there. An 18 is 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Minus 2. 1, 2. And at 0. And now the Gruffle Badger is 5. So 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bringing it on in. So I'm going to now play this. So I'll add 2 damage to all successful familiar attacks for the rest of the round. So they have no magic power. So I think they're just going to physically attack the Malyak. And they get an extra 2. It is a 9. Does 1 plus 2. That is 3. 1, 2, and 3. So I think we're just going to attempt to take out the Gruffle Badger. So I am going to punch him and just take the damage. It's fine. So Gruffle Badger, that is a 7. That is a hit 2. I get him. And then because it was a physical attack, I do lose a health. His reward is all foe attacks minus 1 damage this round. It's not the damage, it's the magic points that's getting us. So it is the Malyak's turn with a 3. So 2 damage, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, I mean, magic attacks don't do anything to him. It is all just physical. I have no magic. I'm low on health. So we will just, I guess, physically attack him and punch him in the face. With an 8, which is 1. I'm going to spend the 1 to attempt to ballyhoo. So that is 2 more damage. Coming into my turn. Let's just go ahead and hit him. He only has to have 2 left. That's an 11. That is the 2. So I have defeated the Malyak. So that was a win. I was getting low on my health and magic. So it was going to be kind of hard. I was going to have to try and maybe use hers to heal the magic and then use the magic to heal her hit points and try and do something like that if we went another round. I kept forgetting to use my mystics and what have you. But anyways, that is the solo of Familiars and Foes. And like I said, that is the normal playthrough anyway. So if you normally play it, that's similar how it goes, except obviously a person's controlling each familiar. So if I could get you to head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell, that is all appreciated. Let me know who your favorite familiar was between these two. If you're looking for board games, we have a link to Miniature Market down below. If you use that link and purchase board games, we do get a portion of that back to help fund what we are doing here. Another way to help us is to visit w.gg, use the code MEEPLES, and that will get you a discount and give us credit for the sale again to help this channel. Alrighty, so familiars, foes, fun.